M0FXB, let's do a video on scan lists and group lists. So we've got our Anytone 878 code plug open and we've got the usual channels and zones. So let's double click a channel here, like so, and we're not using scan lists here or receive group lists because I never use them. But let's just explain to you what they are. So if you have a scan list, if you could select one here, and I'll just show you how you make them. So double click scan list here, and what you do is you just double click the next one available down, give it a name, we'll call it scan list 5 for now. Put some channels in that you like, there's a couple here, you choose. Let's put a few in, click OK, and then when you hit the scan button on your radio, it will scan those channels. Now go back to the channel. So let's just say you're creating this channel here and you want it to be in that scan list. Then all you do is go scan list, choose the one you want it to be in. Let's just say my favorites and click OK. You have now added that channel that you've created into your scan list for when you hit the scan button. And remember, all channels have to be put into zones, but you should know that anyway. Otherwise, you're not going to find them on the radio. So you imagine that a zone is like a big bucket, and whenever you create all these channels, you're going to put them into different zones. You don't forget there's lots of zones, so that when you're turning the knob on your radio and it's going through the different zones that are named like this, you can see all the different names here. For example, Scotland analog, and then you've got Southwest analog, and I suppose if you go further down, there'll be digital ones. You're grouping them so you can find them easily. So anyway, so that's your scan list explained. Let's go to group lists. So let's go, where's that gone? We'll find that in a sec. Group list, why am I blind? There it is, receive group lists. Right, okay, so I've got a few here created. How do you create another one? Just double click underneath, give it a name, say 2, add some group. This time you're adding groups of channels in. You're not adding one channel. You're adding groups of channels, I think. That's what it looks like to me. Worldwide, Harley, TAC1. Oh, it could be channels. Anyway, same thing. You're adding them into this group. So send them across. United Kingdom here. Click OK. Right, you've already added. So you've got your new group list. So when you're programming the channel, go back to channel. Like so. And then go to the group list. Again, I never use group lists. You can select group list, one of the groups you've created. Now, what that is going to do is when you're on this channel, on this slot, you are going to still receive the channels that you've put into the group list. So it's almost like a bespoke version of promiscuous mode, but you're choosing what you're going to listen to. You're not promiscuous mode. You can select slot 1 or 2, and then you hear everything. Well, here you're sort of going, well, I don't want to hear everything, but I might want to hear everything on in the United Kingdom group that I've got, which is handy. Yeah, remember that when you reply, you'll reply on the channel that you can see on the radio, so you won't necessarily reply to the last channel heard, although I think there is a way of setting that up. There is a way to PTT manually. If you hold down the 0 on your Anytone, type in the talk group number and then hit the hash for group call, you can reply to someone you can basically talk to someone manually typing. Just remember to change the settings in optional settings here. Go to digital function and see manual dial and manual dial private. The only one you really need is group. Let's do them both. Set them to infinite so that at least that way it'll when you do manual dial and you transmit, it'll keep you on that channel so you can have a chat without it automatically reverting back to the channel that you can see on the screen. So I hope this helps. It's not something I use that often, but the video will be called Scan Lists and Group Lists Explained. 7.3. Please like and subscribe my channel if you find this interesting or helpful. All the best.